Hello and welcome to Farmtastic CSA Cooking. My name is Tony and I'll be your host and adventure guide as we travel around to different certified organic farms, gathering up whatever produce is in season or available in their CSA offerings and bringing it to our friend, the co-owner of Jammin Crepes in Princeton, New Jersey, where she's going to show you how to work with some of these ingredients. Some you'll know, tomatoes, peppers, things like that, everybody knows. But there's other things that sometimes come up through the farmer's market or through these CSA programs that not everybody knows what to do with. So what she's gonna do is help kind of give you a little rundown of what they are and some really awesome recipes that you'll get to make at home and try yourself. So thanks, and come on, let's go check out our first farm.
Hi, Jim Lyons here. We are filming this at our farm in Pennington, New Jersey. We have a 63-acre farm here. We have been growing produce of various kinds for up to 30 years, my wife Kathy and I. And this farm, we've been here for about 10 years, maybe a little bit more. And we grow everything from microgreens to baby leaf, standard vegetables, potatoes, tomatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, whatnot. Also rice, and we're playing a little bit with dried beans. So we're trying to grow in a way that is regenerative. The term is being bandied about quite a bit lately. We focus very much on the microbiology of the soil. The plants basically are working synergistically with the microbes, and this is where we get our great nutrition as well as our great flavor in our foods. That is apparently sorely missing these days, at least in my experience.
And I am Kim Rizk, co-owner of Jammin Crepes and a proud NOFA, New Jersey board member. And today kicks off a series of cooking sessions where we will be exploring different farms across New Jersey and the CSA programs that they offer. And if you're not familiar with the CSA format, it stands for Community Supported Agriculture, and it's where you, as part of the community, can help support your farmers by investing in the season, the growing season. You pay the farm up front for a seasonal share, and then every week that farmer brings to you, or you go to the farm to pick up a beautiful box of produce. So tonight we are focused on Blue Moon Acres Farm in Pennington, New Jersey, and they have a really cool and unique program where you don't have to invest in the entire season.
So we're currently offering a 12-month, 52-week produce box subscription. So where if you do sign up for the 52-weeker, you receive a 10% discount off of your box. You can cancel your subscription at any time. And in that box, we have microgreens, legumes that we're growing, the rice that we grow, all the vegetables that we're growing. Currently, this time of year, we're also buying in and supplementing from some other purveyors organic produce of many kinds. So it's potentially a year-round thing, and with a beautiful array of vegetables in every box. When we're buying in, you get it the day after it's delivered, so it's not sitting in a produce case getting tired. It's very fresh. The food is able to be picked up at either one of our farms. One is in Buckingham, Pennsylvania. The other is in Pennington, New Jersey. You can have it delivered via one of our trucks if you're within a certain area, and we can also ship it to you UPS.
We ordered one of their large box shares, and this is, I think, about $49. And it's filled with beautiful green spring produce. So I wanted to kind of go through what we have here and talk about some delicious things. And what I find is so exciting about these box shares is that it really inspires creativity. And you're getting some beautiful, fresh, organic, nutrient-dense food to share with your family and make some great meals. So let's take a look at what the Blue Moon Acres box has. First of all, a really nice big bunch of broccoli raw, freshly harvested. And we'll take a look at what to do with that in a little while. What's really unique about Blue Moon Acres is they also farm several different types of rice. So in their boxes, they usually have a package of rice, and they have sushi rice for us, which is fun. So we're going to make something fun with that tonight. They also have some really lovely baby bok choy. That's what we're looking at here. Put that here. Lots of beautiful fresh green peppers. Lots of things to do with green peppers. Crunchy and fresh and delicious. They grow also the most amazing assortment of microgreens. And we've got a little Asian assortment of microgreens. Delicious in salads or to garnish dishes. They have these nice little thank you things in here. And they also, Jim and Kathy Lyons, the owners of Blue Moon Acres, also do something really unique, and they offer recipes that are unique to the box that you're buying. Some nice ideas too, which is wonderful. So let's go on here. We've got some Napa cabbage, nice big head of Napa cabbage. Whoops. I've already cut some of that actually to make the slaw we're going to make. We've got some rainbow Swiss chard, which is going to be great in a nice kind of fresh soup, nice crunchy rainbow Swiss chard. They are putting in an organic pineapple, and that's because they have a recipe for this box for a sticky rice, Thai rice with pineapple kind of fried rice. Okay, nice fresh Italian parsley and some more bok choy and nice little white baby Hakurei turnips. And that's actually where we're going to start tonight, is to make some delicious pickled Hakurei turnips. And wait till you see how beautiful they're going to be. Really nice, spicy, and they're going to be beet infused. So we're going to transform this white color into a really pretty kind of pink color. I'm going to also slice some cloves of garlic because it's nice to have a little garlic flavor in your pickles. And we'll get all these guys in. This is actually a really traditional Middle Eastern method. If you've ever been into like a Middle Eastern restaurant and had hummus, falafel, things like that, you might have had some kind of bright pink pickled turnips. And that's what they do. We're going to add a little piece of beet root in there, and the natural color from the beetroot dyes the white turnips. And these are delicious and sweet, these turnips, by the way. They're really nice. So you can also, I like to braise these as well. Just like just saute them a little bit in a pan, add a little vegetable stock, and cook them until they're tender, a little salt and pepper. They're super yummy. They're also great diced in soup, just kind of a nice spring vegetable soup. You can add the turnips in. There are lots of things you can do with turnips. I think turnips get a bad rap, right? They sound like old-fashioned, but they're so yummy, really nice, and great for this time of year, fresh. So look at that, that's perfect. I must have planned that. Okay, so we're going to keep our trimmings for the stock, and this is a jalapeno pepper. And I'm going to add a little bit of jalapeno because I do like the spice in my pickles. So I think I mentioned this is a quick pickle, which means that we make just a really simple brine with some vinegar, water, and salt. And I've already done that. This is a cup of white vinegar, half a cup of water, and some pickling salt. We use about 1.5 tablespoons of salt in there for that amount for this jar. We're going to add some of just shove those jalapenos in there. And then this is a little secret, and this is not traditional to the Middle Eastern, but this is what we like. We add some pickling seasonings in here, and there some bay leaves, some allspice, mustard seeds. Just kind of gives it a really nice accent. I like that in these pickles. And this is our secret ingredient for the fun color, is a piece of beetroot. And you don't need much. So I'm going to just kind of get a couple of slices of this beetroot. There we go. Kind of stick them right in here. I probably could have put a couple of these in here before I filled that jar with the turnips. Probably a better thing to do, but here I am shoving them in afterwards, but you get the idea. You could put some in like this. Okay. Shove it all in there. Okay. Now let's see, we're going to put our brine on top. Just kind of pour this brine on to cover. Do this. Woo, we don't need all of that, do we? Okay. You can already see the color starting to bleed a little bit. And this is just a quick refrigerator pickle, so it doesn't need to be processed or anything. And we'll let that sit overnight in the refrigerator, and then it's going to take on a really nice color. I'm going to show you something. If you're pickling in the summertime, and I recommend it if you're getting a share from a farm, because there's so many wonderful things that you can use the same kind of quick pickling technique and use spices that you like. If you like fennel, if you like this flavor of star anise, you can kind of play with your spices, but make some quick pickles. And you can keep them in your refrigerator, and they just makes a great accent to like a cheese platter or salads. Really nice. So I'm shaking it up a little bit just so you can see how it's already starting to bleed. And then tomorrow, when I go to get this out of my refrigerator, wait till you see, they're going to be really pink and lovely. And I have some that I made earlier, so I'm going to show you in a little bit, okay, when we make our sauce. Okay, so those are the turnip pickles. So awesome about Blue Moon Acres and the rice that they make or that they grow and they harvest. And so you're getting really nice, fresh, organic rice from the fields. They sent us, or in the box, is a sushi rice. And I'm going to make the rice according to their recipe, but we're going to add something which I think is kind of a fun thing to add. These are called nigella seeds. And they're sometimes referred to as black caraway, but a nice little black seed that has a really herbaceous, kind of savory flavor to them. And it just adds a really nice flavor, I think, to when you're doing a rice pilaf. If you've ever had like Armenian string cheese, that's the flavor that's in there. You recognize it. But it's really good. If you like something else, I use these like instead of sesame seeds in a lot of things. Their sesame seeds are a little sweeter. This is a little more savory. But if you like cumin seeds, you could do that as well. Just a nice little accent in a rice. So we're going to get our pan started over here on the stove. And this is a pretty easy rice recipe. We're just going to add about a tablespoon of oil in here. Get that hot. And we're going to toast just in the bottom in the oil about a tablespoon of these nigella seeds. Get those going. And then I'm going to add in a cup of the sushi rice from Blue Moon Acres. Nice little short grain rice. So although we're not making sushi, it's just a really nice short grain rice that has a stickier texture than a medium or a long grain rice. And I'm going to add the rice in. I like to stir that in to kind of seal the grains in the fat. The proportions they use for cooking this rice is 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cups of water or vegetable stock. I like to use vegetable stock for a little more flavor and character. I'm going to add a little salt in here to season as well, about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to seal the grains in the fat. Okay. And then we're going to add in our vegetable stock. So 1.5 cups of vegetable stock. I'm going to turn down my heat. I want to just kind of have that to simmer. Okay, so we're going to cover that 20 minutes. While we're doing that, while that's cooking, we're going to make the other part of this dish, which is going to be a nice fresh salsa that we're going to add some of that pineapple in that they put in our box. So we're going to make a warm pineapple salsa and then braise some of the bok choy. Okay, so I've just washed the bok choy. It's one thing that's really important when you're getting this beautiful organic produce, and it's just drying right now before we kind of get it pan-seared, is just to make sure you wash everything. But it's really a good idea to wait until you're ready to cook it, right? So kind of keep everything whole and pure until you're ready to cook it, and then you do want to wash it. So I'm making the base now actually for the warm pineapple salsa that we're going to serve over the rice with the braised bok choy. I have lots of minced green peppers that came in our box. So that's going to be in there in the salsa. I've got some diced red onion. Pop that right in there. And some jalapeno and some garlic. There we go. And some fresh lime juice. And we're going to just kind of get this mixed up nicely. This is going to be the basis for the salsa that we're going to add the warm braised or warm kind of pan-seared pineapple to. So we'll get this kind of, I want to put a little salt and pepper in there. Pull up the flavors. Okay, and we'll set that aside. Okay, and we're going to get our bok choy trimmed now. Okay, it's been washed, set aside. Now we're going to trim it up. Okay, so this is baby bok choy, and we just want to trim off the ends. And then some of the leaves are coming off, but what I really like to do is just kind of split this right down the middle. And you can see how nice that is. What I love about bok choy, it's in the cabbage family, but it tends to be a little moister, has more kind of moisture content, and it's crispy and really nice, and it holds up well when you pan sear it. You can also grill it. Braising it is really nice as well. Okay, some of these leaves that are coming off, I'm just going to save again for my vegetable stock, maybe if it doesn't work in this dish. Okay, cut them in half just like that. See the nice insides of the bok choy. Okay, trim that off. And there we go. Okay, I'm going to just kind of set these aside for now. And we're going to see what's going on with our rice. Let's do this. We're going to get, I'm just going to peek at the rice, make sure it's, what you want to do with rice is make sure that it is kind of at a slow simmer, not too high, and you want it covered. So it's cruising along. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to heat up my pan over here just with a little oil and get it really nice and hot to get some color on the bok choy. I'm going to add some oil. Just kind of coat the pan. Okay. I'm going to season this with a little salt too before we put it in there. You know what I'm doing is I'm just looking at the water on here too. You know, you don't want to add too much water to a really hot pan. So we just wash these, but it's okay. It's going to be good. We get a little sizzle, right? A little action. Okay, here we go. And that's what you want to get some color. This is kind of like a super easy You know, I'm treating these baby bok choy kind of like our entree here, you know, so it's a nice vegetarian or vegan meal. If you wanted to add something to this to add some protein, you could add, it would be nice to have maybe some seared sea scallops, something like that would be nice on here, some chicken, but you know, with the salsa and the bok choy and the rice. But I think you'll see when we build it that that's a pretty nice vegetarian dish too. Okay, so we're going to get a little color on those and set them aside, and then we're going to cook our pineapple right in the same pan too, to get that caramelized a little bit, and that's going to go into our fresh kind of crunchy salsa base that we have here. So we have a little bit more of, we'll add some warmth to that, so you kind of have a warm pineapple salsa. I want to be patient. I want to get some color. Okay. Our rice is simmering. Okay. Ooh. I can see some color starting around the edge there, which is nice. Look at that. Good color. Nice. A nice color, but you still want to have some nice texture in that bok choy. Have a nice crunch to it. We're going to take it off in just a second and go with our pineapple. You can do this on the grill too. You could grill the bok choy. Okay. I'm just going to set that aside. Turn our heat down a little bit. Not too much though, because we're going to do our pineapple next. Okay. All right. I'm going to add a little more oil to the pan. Just a little. Okay, now the pineapple has you know, some nice natural sugar in it. So we want to get, we'll get some caramelization here. Okay. Run away. These things happen. Oh, lost our heat. Okay. Love that sizzle. I think you'll find like the combination of flavors of the sweet and savory and hot salsa really nice. The combination, you know, with over top of the bok choy, and then that kind of nice creaminess of the and savory flavor of the rice pilaf. It's a good combination. Okay, let's see if we get a little. I'm going to let that be a little bit. Another little trick is you're trying to get a little color and caramelize something. I'm going to add a little sugar to the pan. Cheat, add a little sugar. There we go. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to, we're going to wait for the pineapple to get done, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to get a plate out here. I thought it would be fun I didn't want to have you guys to have to wait for the whole 20 minutes for the rice. So I made a batch earlier, okay? Cheated. Made a little batch. So, you can have some fun with plating something like this. You could just scoop it on the plate, of course, but if you wanted to have some fun designing something and try to show off a little bit, you can use just kind of a ring like this and push your rice down in there. Let's see what we're doing with our pineapple here. Yeah, getting some color. See that? Ooh, nice. Okay, got a little bit more there. See what's going on over here. I want to just hack my ring in here a little bit. We'll design something fun. Okay. Mess on my plate. Okay. Let's see. Check our pineapple. You know what? My staff tells me too, I'm like the messiest cook. I really am. Okay. So we've got our little rice, timbal, big one actually. We're going to plate our bok choy on top here like this. And now we're going to finish off and get a nice warm salsa to put on top. Just toss this together, really nice. And the juices in the pineapple are just, we've got that nice fresh lime juice in there too. Season it up with a little salt and pepper. There we go. Okay, here we go. Put that salsa right on top. Make sure you get sauce too, and we'll color the pineapple, right? And there you go. You could get fancy with, even more fancy, if we wanted to garnish with a little bit of the nice microgreens. Oh, our timbal fell apart. It happens, you know, it's still going to be delicious. And then you could just put some of your microgreens right on top. Okay, and that is a really nice vegetarian offering from the Blue Moon Acres box this week, first week in April. Pretty exciting, all those beautiful spring things that are growing. We've got a long growing season ahead of us and some really fun things to make. So I'm glad you guys are here. It's fun. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna make this awesome spring vegetable slaw. And the basis of it is this nice Napa cabbage from our box. And just Napa cabbage is so nice. It has this really nice kind of crunchy texture. And it's just a little more tender than most other cabbages to eating it. It doesn't have as much kind of coarse stuff in it. So just shred it up really nicely. We're going to toss that in our bowl. And then look at this. These are the pickled turnips that we made when we first started. So those nice Hakurei white turnips are now this beautiful pink color from the beet, the natural, the beetroot that we put in there. It dyed them. And then we have the flavor of the jalapenos. And we're gonna put some of these in here. We may not use all of them, but, and because they have a little kick to them with the vinegar and the heat. So you want to maybe monitor how much you're using. These are nice bell peppers, green bell peppers from the box as well. And radishes are in season now too. We didn't have them in our box, but we do have them at the local farmer's market and they're growing locally. So I'm going to put some radishes in there. Put them all in there, what the heck. All right, I don't waste anything, right? All right, let's get that all in there. We're going to toss this together to make this really pretty fresh spring garden slaw. And then I've made just a really nice fresh citrus vinaigrette, basis being orange juice, a little bit of white wine vinegar, fresh cilantro, and a little olive oil, salt and pepper, and that's going to be super yum in here. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. There we go. And it has some cilantro in the dressing, but we can also add some nice minced fresh cilantro or parsley if you prefer that. Some people don't really love cilantro. I do, but and so then we'll get the dressing mixed in there. And this, my friends, is a delicious spring slaw to serve as a bed for some grilled seafood. Right on top of the slaw would be delicious. Okay. Here we go. And that's what it looks like. And you're gonna really like it. I'm gonna taste it too, just to season it. You know, after you do all this, you might want to season it with a little salt and pepper. And always taste things before you serve them. Right? It's so crunchy and fresh. Really great. Perfect. Spot on. So I hope you'll enjoy and create some of these things in your home kitchen this spring and summer with box shares you might get from your local farm or shopping at the local farmers market.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful time, and I do hope that you'll tune in next month when we visit another certified organic veggie farm and Kim gets to work her magic in the kitchen with that. I know I am so excited to try tasting and eating whatever it is she's making, because this stuff she just made in this episode, so delicious. So anyway, thanks a lot for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon.